hello everyone. Welcome to another After Chat with me, your host, Naveen Thomas. I hope you have been enjoying the worship experience thus far. I hope your hearts have been blessed as we have been continuing the series on signs of the times. As you know, at this point in time, we speak to a few guests and just find out how their experience was. They provide some insight on how their week was and what their takeaway was from the experience. So thank you for sticking around. And without further ado, let's delve into it and get with our first guest, who is none other than our very own Sister Raymond. So hello, Sister Raymond. Welcome to After Chat. How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine. Thank you.
That is great. Is it your first time here at After Chat?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, well, a special welcome. Thank you for taking the time out to speak with me today. How was your week?
My week? Restful.
Really? That is great. That is great. Yes. Okay, that's good. So what is it that made you come to church today?
Well, my home church, of course. And I rested last Sabbath at home after I traveled for a while. So I had to be here, and then I was asked to do the children's story, so that made me for sure be here.
Okay, that is great. So she's active, right? And she shared with our children in imparting some knowledge, right? Yes. Okay, so the worship experience today, how did you find it today?
It was wonderful.
It was wonderful?
Wonderful,
really?
yeah.
What stood out to you? What aspect of it?
All aspects, because there was the baptism, so it's always wonderful to see new people joining, the remnant church. And of course, the praise time was very good today.
It was.
Yes, it was. And the sermon, of course. So,
Yes.
so everything came together beautifully.
Oh, that is good. So your heart was blessed.
Truly blessed.
Truly. Is there one thing about the message that spoke to you?
Well, the preparation that Pastor mentioned, very, very important. And I hope everyone take that to heart, to prepare, because Jesus is coming. We know not when, but he is coming.
He is indeed. He is indeed. So, Sister Raymond, thank you so much for coming and stopping and talking with us at After Chat, sharing what your experience has been like. Do enjoy the rest of your Sabbath and have a good day.
And thank you very much, sister.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, so there we have it. Sister Raymond said all aspects of the service spoke to her, right? She enjoyed, we had a baptism today, so someone joined the fold. She enjoyed the praise and worship, which was really good. It spoke about how great God is and how there's nobody greater than our God, and it's very relevant as we spoke about, or as we've been speaking about the series, Signs of the Times, right? And as we realize what is going on around us, we need that reminder that there's no one greater than our God. So we can trust in him, we can rely on him as all these things happen. So now we have our second guest with us, who is Sister Anne-Marie. So I'd like to welcome Sister Anne-Marie to After Chat. Welcome there. Is it your first time?
To After Chat?
Yes. Oh, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Yes?
Thank you.
Okay. And how was the past week?
The past week was hard, actually.
Really?
A colleague at work had a death in her family, so it was a difficult week.
Yeah. So you all had to rally around and provide support.
Yeah, and everybody needs support in different ways, right?
Yes.
So to be respectful of the way that person, needs to be supported at that time.
That is true, because people mourn in different ways.
Exactly.
So it's always just to offer, but also ask, how can I support you?
And respect their wishes when they say.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Well, thank you for coming up to church today. So how did you find the worship experience today?
Well, I always enjoy worship here at this church, so it didn't disappoint.
That is good. That is good. And we have been doing the series, Signs of the Times. Have you been here for all three?
I've been here for, not last week. I had a baptism to go to last week, but I
Okay.
was here the first week.
Right. So the message today, did any aspect of it stand out to you in any way?
I would say the closing hymn.
The closing hymn.
And it's an old hymn, "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus." I think
Yes.
a lot of times people people feel panicked and they feel upset when they hear, the end of the world is coming, there's going to be time of trouble, all those type of things. But I think we're very lucky in that we actually have a message that should cause us to have peace in these very strange and difficult times. So it's just so sweet to trust in Jesus despite tribulation.
It is. That is a very beautiful hymn. Indeed, and it's always a good reminder because we know that we should trust in Jesus. But at times we do forget, we get flustered and things happen around us and we forget. So it's always good to have that reminder. So you seem like you have that peace, or you're aspiring to have that peace. Can you say you have that peace within you as all these things are happening around you?
I think I've had to learn to have that peace. I think when I was younger, I remember distinctly, I used to, when I was very small, I want Jesus to come back. I used to pray for Jesus to come back. And then people tell you very scary things, and I was like, oh, I hope Jesus doesn't come back until I'm really old. So I had to really learn to be at peace and to really think about the messages in Revelation. I think having to study that book with my children and think about the fact that it focuses a lot on Babylon. And what are the two stories everyone knows about Babylon? Daniel in the lion's den and the boys in the fiery furnace. So they're messages of hope and peace that despite what's going on, God is with you.
Yes, that is so true. That is so true. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we should all aspire to have that peace as everything is falling around us and we see all these changes and we hear about these things that are happening. Some may seem far off, but there are things happening right here around us. So it's good to have that peace. So thank you so much for that reminder. Thank you for sharing and thank you for stopping by. Do enjoy the rest of your Sabbath, Anne-Marie. All right?
Thank you.
All right. So there you had it. Have it. That was our second guest, Anne-Marie, who focused on peace and what great peace we need to have as we trust in God, right? As we realize what is going on around us. And it can be so crippling, it can be so frustrating, it can be so overwhelming. So many people are anxious, they're paranoid, right? And so many lives have been lost as well, and we're continuing to lose more lives. So it's good to have that peace and continue to trust in God, right? So now we will speak to the man of the hour who brought the word to us today, none other than our very own Pastor Mark Ewen. Pastor Mark,
hello.
How are you doing?
Wonderfully tired.
I didn't think that word would follow wonderfully. Okay, so I believe you had an exhausting week. What happened this past
We had funerals, we had all kind, and it's not done yet. I've got to be here tomorrow for another meeting. We have, so it's a lot.
A lot is happening.
Yeah, my assistant is not around. He's on vacation, so when he comes back, I'm going to leave him here to do all the work, and I'm going to go on vacation.
Taking turns, I
Yes.
Right? Well, despite having such a tiring week, you made it here.
Yes.
And you delivered, you executed. So thank you for still showing up and sharing the word with us. So it has been a series. Is it that you did one preparation, or weekly you go and you revisit and probably make some changes or anything? How
all of the above. So it's one whole series, but as you pray and the Spirit will put different things in your mind and to make the adjustments in the sermon. And sometimes you're while preaching, you don't preach all. I don't preach all what is on the paper. People don't know that.
That is true, right? Because as you said today, that you're actually going to continue.
Yes.
So is it that you felt led to make some changes to extend? What is it that?
Yeah, I just feel the church is in a momentum now. You don't want to break that momentum, and we just want to continue to focus on the signs of the times, our preparation, our physical preparation, our spiritual preparation to meet Jesus, and what is to come. With the whole world coming together as one to have this one world government, this one world religion. And we are going to be in a position as Sanctified Adventist. Is either we pledge allegiance to God or we are pledged allegiance to Satan. So, we need to have that relationship to be solid as a rock so that we can be at peace in Jesus. So when the storm comes, you'll be like Jesus in a boat. You'll be at peace. You won't be worried.
You're right.
But don't worry. If you can't manage it, God is going to put you to sleep before.
That is true because he knows our heart. He knows our
Yes.
capabilities.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So that is so true. So as you spoke about preparation, how do we prepare ourselves spiritually for the return or just to deal with all that's happening around us?
You know, it's not hard, you know. What I love about Jesus, Jesus came and he made everything easy for us. He said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So it's not hard. You got to get up every day and surrender your life to Jesus, right? Search the Word of God. Seek the will of God. And God will empower you to do the will of God, right? Jesus was between the mountain and the multitude. So Jesus went up in the mountain, spent time with the Father. And then after he spent that time, he went down to the multitude to do missions. So he spent time with God every day, then he do missions. If you follow that simple thing, then you'll be fine, right? Just surrender every day to Jesus. It's a daily walk, And you find that it's beautiful. It's a beautiful blessing.
Right.
Because it's wonderful to spend time with Jesus.
That is true. That is true.
Mhm.
And a key thing that you said today is that we shouldn't get caught up in this whole church relations. We need to have that personal connection with God. That relationship. It's not about how you served or what you did or what roles you had, but does God know you? Right? So that personal relationship. And as you said, it's a daily surrender to God, to have that peace and to have that connection with Him so that we can be able to withstand the test of time.
See what happens, as I said, we don't want to make the same mistake that the people in time of Jesus made. They were not prepared for what is to come, right? They were caught up in the temples and the glories of the temples and all the ceremonies and services, and they forget the point. The point is, all of these things pointed to the coming Messiah. The Messiah was there with them, and they were still worshiping and looking for the Messiah to come. And the Messiah was right there with them. So we don't want to be caught up in that situation where we're caught up in church and church programs and policies and procedures and activity, and we forget the main point. The main point that we're here as a church is to prepare ourselves for the coming and to share that message with others in the world.
That's so true. All right, Pastor, thank you so much for coming. Do you have any final words to share with the people, just to encourage them for this coming week and how they should press on as things happen around us?
Yes, and as I said, storms will come. Doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not, storms will come in your life. There will be, difficult times and rough times. But one thing I know, and I told you before, is that when you have that connection with God, you'll bring a peace. You'll bring a joy. And even if you can't find money for your hydro, your end bridge, or it may be a family issue, it may be a school issue, it may even be a church issue. Whatever the problem is, if you have that connection with God, He'll provide that peace and direction and that help in time of need. God bless you, and just keep your eyes fixed on Jesus.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Pastor Ewen. Thank you for stopping by. And we look forward to the final message next week. Do enjoy the rest of your
Thank you so much, and God bless you too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all right, so there you have it, our very own pastor who is sharing with us just to have that peace. Second person talking about that peace that can help us to get through the storms of life, because we have to face it. Things are happening on a rapid. There's constant earthquakes, there are fires, a lot of things are happening. So we need to look towards God and trust that He will keep us safe. All right, so thank you for sticking by as we spoke about our worship experience today. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I ask that you come again next week as we do this. Also, feel free to re-watch the message, right, and be inspired. Thank you so much. Have a good day.